Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cozygamer Jessa. I'm Jessa, and today's video is going to be a fun one. We are going to go and try and get this campsite villager to move on to my island. Yes, I already know who it is. I did peek. That's why I started recording. So we are going to get her onto this island. We're going to decorate her house. We're going to do the exterior, interior, and it's going to be fun. So this is Meringue, and no, she is not on our dreamy list, but the only reason she wasn't on our dreamy list is because the exterior of her house is not pink, which is so weird because you would think a cute villager like this would have a pink house. Anyways, that's no problem for us because I did finish the Happy Home Paradise DLC, so we can actually redecorate the inside and the outside of her house. So we are going to be doing that, and we're going to make her house pink on the outside. But first, we have to play a bunch of card games to get her to move on to the island. And this took about 30 minutes real time to get her to finally move on. So I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, I'll just pick clips of it. But we played the card game a bunch of times, and she kept switching places with villagers that I didn't want to move off the island, like Cody twice, and then Mint, Francine, Chrissy, literally everyone that I want to keep on the island. She was like, oh, I can switch with them. But then at last we got her to switch with Ken, and Ken and Pashmira were the only two that I really wanted to move off the island, so I'm so happy that she picked Ken. So the only unfortunate part is Ken's house is on the beach, so what I'm going to do is move Pashmira's house onto the beach. And then once Meringue moves in, we'll move Meringue's house where Pashmira's house was, which is like in the back of the island by Francine and Chrissy's area. And then we'll have a big space to decorate her yard. And we'll just keep Pashmira's house onto the beach because eventually I do want her to move out so we can get a different villager. So it all works out. So this is where I'm putting Pashmira's house, and it's going to stay here till she moves off. And then this is where Meringue's house is. Only for like today, I'm going to time travel because you can't move it the first day they move in. So we're going to time travel, and then we'll move her house up where Pashmira's house was, which I'm not sure if I showed it previously, but it's by Chrissy's and Francine's bunny yards. But I'll go and show you now. So this is the area, and it's a pretty big area. I'm not exactly sure what I wanted to like fill this area. Of course it's gonna be her yard, but like I was thinking maybe like a movie theater, which is kind of weird. It's just that I have this big what's it called? Like projector screen. I'm not sure if that's the actual name of it, but it's kind of like a big movie theater screen. And I was thinking maybe like an outdoor theater might be cute in this area. And I haven't done one yet on this island, so that is what we're gonna go for. The first thing I'm doing is, as you can see, just filling in all of the dirt path because I'm just gonna connect it up to Chrissy and Francine's area. And you know, this is the dirt path we use for our whole island, so of course we're going to use it again. I am so relieved that Meringue decided to be a campsite villager on our island because I'm not going to lie, I've been a little bit stressed out on our villager hunting because we have only gotten like one dreamy, well I guess two, because we have Cody and then Ioni, so I don't know. It's just that we haven't gotten anyone on like the main list. It's only on our secondary list. I know we have two lists, but like on the main list we have Apple, and we haven't gotten Apple yet. And this whole island was supposed to be kind of dedicated to her. So I've been a little stressed out, and I'm glad we got someone cute to fill Ken's space because Ken was an autofill, and I really didn't want him on the island. Like, he was okay for the time being, but I definitely was like, yeah, he needs to go as soon as possible. So, glad he's gone, but we do still need to get a couple more villagers off the island. And we have to do a lot of villager hunting, but I'm really hoping that maybe we'll get Apple as a campsite villager because that would be pretty amazing. and I've been like religiously checking the campsite because I've been hoping so bad that she would come to our island willingly. But I can't believe it took 30 whole minutes, like real time, to get Meringue on the island. Like, it's baffling. Last time I invited a campsite villager was with Francine, and we were lucky enough to have an open plot, so it did not take nearly as long. I think maybe it took 10 minutes and like playing her card games, but we got her a plot right away. So yeah, that was pretty convenient, but this time it took way longer. I wish that when you got campsite villagers, you could pick who you wanted, because that would have been a lot easier. I know when you have like amiibo cards, you can pick. At least that's what I thought. I'm not really sure. I don't have amiibo cards, but that's what I've heard. Well, anyways, back to the build. I put down these Morocco couches, and they're super cute, and I put my little projector screen to be our little movie theater screen, and look at this low table. Adorable. I put my custom picnic blanket path on it, and I thought it looked so cute. Or my custom code, not path. Sorry. But yeah, I thought it looked so adorable, like as the blanket to cover that table. And I'm loving all the colors. Of course, I had to go to Cyrus to get them recolored, which just takes so long. Especially when I have a pocket full of items. I wish there was a faster way to customize items, because it really just takes so long, and I always have so many items to do. Of course, I'm using quite a few of the Dreamy plush, like the Dreamy Unicorn and the Dreamy Bear. Those have been kind of like staples for this island. Like, I use them everywhere, and I really like the garden lanterns. I thought those were a cute touch. And we have the popcorn machine, so you can watch the movie, eat some treats, eat some popcorn. But I was trying to find a place for that bear everywhere. The Papa Bear, I just thought it was so cute, and I wanted to use it so bad. So you see me place it a couple times, but eventually we do find a place for it. Don't worry, we do use it. So I have a really bad habit of starting an island and then, like, I don't know, get halfway through it like I am now, and then I'm like so eager to start my next island, because all I've been thinking about is my next island. And I even made like mood boards and stuff about it, and started my Pinterest list. Like, I'm so ready, even though this island is not even like halfway done. Well, actually it probably is halfway done, because we've done quite a bit, but I don't know. This island's so cute, but I'm like wanting to start another island on my other Switch, but I'm not sure how I feel about having 2 islands at once, like making videos of them. I feel like that'd be kind of confusing, but who knows. Let me know what you feel about that. Do you watch 2 islands at once? I mean, I would assume so, right? Well, anyways, so I'm not sure what you would even consider the theme of this island. It's very girly and cute. Also used a lot of bunny items, which, I don't know. Is there a bunny day theme, I guess? No. Well, only like one area really has bunny day items. It's pretty much this area. But, yeah, I'm not sure, because I wouldn't consider it kidcore, but the park that I made and like daycare area, that definitely gave off like kidcore vibes to me. So I'm not really sure. Maybe like a cutesy girl theme. I don't know the official name that you would call this island, because it has farms, it has a lot of shops, a lot of pink, a lot of dolls and plushies and stuff. So I don't know, what would you consider it? And a lot of gyroids, but I feel like all my islands have gyroids. That's not really like attached to any type of theme. But we are just adding some flowers, some vines. I'm also going to decorate up here. No surprise. I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do up here, because I was thinking, oh, a cute little picnic would be adorable up here. So I put down this blanket to make a picnic. but I end up getting rid of it because it looked weird. And looking back at it, it does kind of look weird. I'm glad I decided to change it because I wanted to have a picnic with that big giant Papa Bear, and it just looked weird because they're pretty much the same pattern. So it just looked really strange. So yeah, I do pick up those bears and put them somewhere else because I didn't like the way it looked. I kept it in because, you know, this is just my process. Putting stuff down, picking them up, deciding, that actually looks weird. Which happens quite often. Usually I just like cut it out, but I figured I'd show you the whole process. Also, ignore all of those storefronts over there. I have an idea. I'm trying to work through it. So sometimes I place a bunch of items and, you know, before I like do my speed build and try to think it through so I'm not left like wondering what I should do. So that's what that is, those storefronts. I'm not going to give you any hints on what that's going to be because I don't want to give anything away because it's going to be really, really silly, okay? But, yeah, ignore all those items. So we are almost done with the decorating of the outside of her house, and we are going to move to decorating the outside and the interior of her house, which originally I was just going to decorate the outside because, I don't know, I didn't really feel like doing the inside, but then when I saw the inside of her house, I was like, ew, like, I can't just leave it like this. I felt bad. So I did end up doing the inside of Meringue's house. I also did Cody's house. I don't show it in this video. I'll show it in a different video because I want to do a couple more villager houses and probably like combine them. But yeah, I did Meringue's interior. Also, I don't know if I just like don't pay attention, which probably is, but you get Nook Miles for decorating your villagers' houses. And I did not know that. Well, I mean, you also have to pay bells, but then you get Nook Miles in return, which is really good because I'm trying to rack up the Nook Miles right now so I can buy more tickets so we can go villager hunting. So that has been very good for me. I mean, it's not like a whole bunch, but it does definitely help. So at last, we are going to be doing the exterior of Meringue's house, and I'm going to make it like Apple's house, which I've shown a couple times, and it's pretty much just a pink like clay house, and we'll just do a light colored roof. I know Apple's roof is red, but I don't really like the red, not gonna lie. So we're gonna do like a light beige colored roof, and then we'll look for a cute little door. Maybe we'll get a reef. Let's see. That's pretty cute. I love that. Okay. That's kind of how I made Cody's house, by the way. I was trying to make a lot of them to be similar and pink, so that was the plan. But look, when I saw her interior, I don't know. I just don't like it. So I had to change it. I felt like the floor and the wallpaper just didn't match the items that she had. And I also wasn't really feeling the diner vibe. I know Meringue kind of gives that off, but I don't know. I didn't want that for her. So I started out by picking out some cute little lamps, like above head lamps, because they really add something to the room when you add different like elements like lamps and stuff on the walls. So I always love to do that in my builds, and trying to pick out a cute wallpaper for her was a little difficult because at first I was like, maybe we should go with the diner vibe. So I was like contemplating, should I do the diner wallpaper or should I do something normal? And I did end up doing something more normal. I didn't give her like what she would probably want, but I did make a pretty cute build in the end. So this is how I usually do my villager houses, is like I will pick out a bunch of items, I'll customize them, and then I'll throw them in the middle of the room, and then after I've gotten like most of my items that I want, I'll try to organize it. And that's what I'm doing now, just picking out the cutest items and the cutest colors of them, of course. and I wanted to make sure she had a kitchen, a bed, and like a living area, like a couch. But I wasn't too worried about a bathroom. I honestly don't like putting bathrooms in villager houses, especially like villagers on my island, because you can't even make the room bigger, and it's just like not enough room for a bathroom. Also, it is a little weird to put a bathroom when there's like no door or anything to like separate the room. So we're just gonna pretend Meringue doesn't use the bathroom, okay? She doesn't need a toilet, okay? All she needs is a sink and stove and a bed. But I really like the items that I picked out in the pink items. This is kind of how I want to decorate my house with all these cutesy items. So when I do my house and it's very similar, don't be surprised, okay? Because I love all of these items and I do repeat use them, like in my Happy Home Paradise and other villager builds. So this is actually my first island that I've decorated the villager houses, because I usually just leave them how they are and like usually pick them out like pretty strategically so they match the theme. That's what I try to do. I mean, with the dreamy list, I try to pick everyone to have pink houses, and obviously that didn't work because I got a bunch of villagers with teal houses, which is fine because I think the pink and the teal looks really good on my island. But yeah, this is my first time really taking the time to decorate the villager houses, and it's pretty fun. But the only thing I wish was different was being able to give them second stories, like how my house has like, what, 3 stories? Also, being able to make the room bigger, like in Happy Home Paradise. Because, like, why can't I do that here? Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. Also, it doesn't make sense that I can't do it in my own house, but I don't know. It makes even less sense why I can't do it in the villager houses, you know what I mean? But, this build was really fun to make, and I really enjoyed adding the little treats to her house. I know it's not a diner vibe like she wanted, but I still think it's adorable, and I think if she had an opinion, she would like it, for sure. Alright, so Meringue's house is all finished. The inside is adorable. I love it. The outside, even better. And that's going to be all done for tomorrow. I did time travel, so it is the next day. And look how cute this build is. I think her house, oh, it looks so good. Okay. And it's cherry blossom season. It just looks adorable. I love this area. I think it blends in really well with Chrissy and Francine's area. So I love it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, you're amazing. Thank you so much. You're the best. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.